Project The Gifted is about the children who, despite their young age, have already decided what to be and what they want to achieve in life. They chose a challenging way full of numerous tasks, work, and constant self-development. And that is exactly what makes them be known, successful, and famous.
A well-known Swiss psychiatrist and educator once said, "If you are a gifted person, it doesn't mean that you gain something. It means you gave something to give back." A hero of ours today's program, Ayazhan Salmenova, could hardly hear that question because of her young age. But if to look at all the aspects of her activity, she will happen to live rightly according to these principles. Day by day, a beginning painter with the signs of bright linguist, Ayazhan dedicates her strength, time, and energy to protect the environment. The planet is dying quietly, and we should have to try to do something with it. It is possible to change absolutely everything, but we are able, at least, to slow down this process in order to live on our beautiful Earth as long as we can. According to Ayazhan's words, she began interested in ecological issues some years ago when she lived with her family in the United Arab Emirates. It is known that the authoritative there strives to maximally improve ecological situation in the country. My teacher in Dubai conducted Eco Club, and we attended different activities, gave some lectures on our own, and made some posters. I built my own kitchen garden on the roof of our school. That's how it all began. However, Aliyah, Ayazhan's mother, states that her daughter practically was born with the desire of taking care of the environment, even though she demonstrated it in an unusual way at first.
В детстве мы ее называли коробочка, потому что она любила собирать вот то, что обычно люди выбрасывают.
We used to call her a tiny box in her childhood as she liked to pick up everything thrown by people. A biscuit package, food substrate, which were glued over then and turned into beautiful plates. And at the same time, she couldn't just pass by trash bins, especially when somebody threw wrappers around it, for example. So, none of us was resting until those wrappers were in the bin.
Этой мусорки нам никому не было покоя.
What little Ayazhan was dealing with 8 years ago today is called 3 Kits of Conscious Consumption, or 3R, reduce, reuse, recycle. It means to cut down the amount of disposable products, to use it again, and to make new items of used or waste material. However, it was unexpected to find out such awareness in the 5-year-old little girl. And what is even more interesting, Ayazhan instilled these principles in her entire family very quickly.
И в то же время она приучает нас быть более ответственными к тому, что какой след мы оставим.
She shows us what to value, what we have, and to consider what we will leave after us. To process the rubbish we throw is not rocket science if taken more responsibly. Most things we throw can be recycled and given second life. That way, we reduce rubbish that is piling up and on the landfill site tomorrow.
Будет лежать завтра на полигоне мусорном и, грубо говоря, гнить.
On coming back to Almaty from Dubai, Ayazhan had just clutched her head. The lamentable ecological situation in the city and consumer attitude of people toward the environment horrified the girl. She has already a well-established civic position. She began actively looking for the ways of improving the situation, and soon fate gave her a similar chance.
Совместно с гимназией номер 199 мы провели летний пленэр мастер-класс.
In cooperation with Gymnasium number 199, we conducted a summer plein air masterclass for about 150 children. We gave a talk about the harm of plastic glasses and bottles and about environmental problems in general. And when we finally asked who would like to take the initiative and contribute to the protection of environment, 7 people came up to us. We met them and worked out the projects and sent applications to International Eco-Generation Project from UNEP, the organization at the UN. Ayazhan was a success and became an ambassador of Eco-Generation from Kazakhstan.
Вот, и Ayazhan вот прошла и стала послом от Казахстана.
Having become a regional ambassador of the Tunza Eco-Generation Program, a unique platform for children and young people dedicated to the environment, Ayazhan is obliged to participate and even organize various eco-events for 6 months, as well as to write reports on current topics. It really inspires her. I made my first report on air pollution in Almaty. I decided to talk about it first of all because I consider it to be the biggest problem for the city. There are no serious problems with water or soil pollution. As for the air, it is a constant problem. I go to school every day and every time I see solid gray wall in the air over the city. By the way, recently, Ayazhan moved to an educational institution with art classes, and it is one more way to realize her aspiration, namely to satisfy her thirst for beauty.
Решение перейти в новую школу-гимназию, специализированную художественную гимназию, это было ее решение, потому что...
Moving to a new gymnasium with art classes was her own decision, because she understood that it is exactly what interests her and what she really needs. She was so determined that after passing creative exams, she entered school at the second attempt. And despite the fact that studying there is rather difficult, she studies there with great interest. And she is independent in choosing her own interests so far.
Вижу, что ей это интересно. И свои вот интересы на текущий момент она уже выбирает сама.
Integration in the creative atmosphere has already yielded fruitful results. In early autumn, some works of Ayazhan took part in an exhibition dedicated to the Day of Almaty City. My works were exhibited in the park of the first president. I'm very happy for that, as I never thought that someone besides me and my teachers would see and appreciate them. My family is very proud of it. It is interesting that these same canvases brought her victory in a big competition, the results of which were summed up in October. She applied for participation in our international and national contest called Children Paint the World, and which is held under the auspices of UNESCO every year. We have been conducting it for 20 years in a row. She sent an application, and despite the fact that she started her art classes quite recently, one of her works was chosen, and she became a finalist and the winner of this prestigious project. Ayazhan has had a strong desire for creativity since her early childhood. She was engaged in dancing and classical music. She's still happy to come to the piano in the company of her father. But as she confesses, she has almost lost her skill on playing the piano for her shame. In addition to the obvious inclination for creative disciplines, Ayazhan takes a great interest in linguistics. Life abroad has already provided her with perfect knowledge of English, but the young girl is going to keep up and move forward. I would like to learn Italian and French. We have started learning one of them at school, and the second language seems to me very beautiful. And at the same time, it is close to English. I think there won't be any problems with learning it. Ayazhan Salmenova tried to introduce the principles of an eco-friendly lifestyle into her school reality. For example, she made a proposal to take garbage for recycling.
По поводу установки баков с предложением ко мне пришла Ayazhan вот в рамках этого проекта.
Ayazhan approached me with her thoughts about rubbish bins when was working on her project. Our children during their art classes use a lot of materials that can be recycled, such as paper, plastic, tiles, clay. everything concerning creative work. I liked Ayazhan's idea of using that special rubbish bin for recycling purposes. It also teaches our children to recycle and to be more environmentally friendly.
И я дала согласие, чтобы наши детки, как раз это приятно с полезным, чтобы не выбрасывали мусор на территории, и они понимали, что это пойдет на полезное дело.
Installation of tanks was a small victory for Ayazhan. She sincerely hopes that her peers will understand what important and necessary work she is doing and will share her beliefs soon. As for her teachers, they are just proud of her conscience.
Наш мир потребительский такой, да, есть такие дети, вот как Ayazhan, которая хочет принести в наш мир что-то.
Our world has become a world of consumers, but children like Ayazhan want to bring something bright and positive to our life, and they prove that through their actions to make this world a much better place. She once came to me and asked whether she can take home the flower that was dying. She wanted to take it home and save it. After a while, she told me that the flower was doing well. That little deed tells a lot about her good nature, about her will to help and bring positive change.
Желание помогать, желание что-то делать.
Karina, her best friend, shares her views. They take rubbish to recycle, improve their drawing skills, and have a long walk in the park discussing a wide variety of issues from school assessments to theories of origin of the world.
Когда я впервые увидела Ayazhan, скажу честно, я подумала, что перед...
When I first saw Ayazhan, she gave me the impression of being a very shy person, of someone who needs some help to open up. And the first thing I did was, I could not build a bridge between us and she would open up. Then during our sport lesson, I helped her with her hairdo, and we started talking to each other and gradually build up our friendship. She's a very generous person, well-mannered. She's a very appealing person.
Общительный человек, который притягивает к себе своей энергией.
This year, Ayazhan has become a member of the initiative group, which holds voluntary work days in different public places of Almaty city. This heavy, unaesthetic, and hard work does not bother the young girl. On the contrary, she gets sincere satisfaction when she sees the fruit of collaborative work at the end of a long working day.
Мы регулярно собираемся на экосубботники.
We regularly get together for Subotnik, volunteer cleanup. But the difference is, as far as we are concerned, that we do not simply move the rubbish from one place to the other. We separate rubbish for recycling. Recently, Ayazhan and her mom joined us. Ayazhan is a very responsible person and takes the ecological problems close to her heart. We are very happy to see that younger generation takes care of the environment, actively participate in environmental campaigns, and give more people a push to do the same. Ayazhan's mother often joins her for such kinds of activities. She always supports her daughter in every eco-initiative.
Для меня это повод для гордости в первую очередь потому, что мой ребенок, будучи еще просто подростком,
It is a reason for being proud of my child as she, being just a teenager, is aware of the importance of the actions and vital activities of a human being. She takes the responsibility we bring to the environment. Unfortunately, we do not have another planet. We have only our Earth, and if we want to continue living on it, we should have to protect it and take care of it. I'm very happy that she understands it from her early age and, moreover, tries to inform her classmates and friends and everybody who surrounds her. It's very important for me to see her growing a very responsible person.
Для меня это значимо тем, что она растет ответственным человеком.
With this way of life, we can assume that Ayazhan is going to become an ecologist. But in fact, that's not the case. She's not going to give up her work of an activist, but she sees her future connected with other disciplines.
Я пока еще не решила.
I haven't decided yet, but I am thinking of becoming a psychologist or to study sharks and dolphins, something like that.
Дельфинов или что-нибудь такое.
It often seems to children that protection of environment is an uninteresting, unaesthetic, and non-creative topic, but Ayazhan proved that it is not. She sorts out garbage, alters old things, and does everything with great enthusiasm and with all her heart. So it is quite possible that thanks to children like Ayazhan, the younger generation will be able to make the planet cleaner and better and save our fragile world.